All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Raptors hot take video for you. First off, thank you guys to everybody who sent in some hot takes. We got a bunch of them. This is the second part of the video of these hot takes. So if you enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Really appreciate all you guys. We just hit 8,000 subscribers. And then just another friendly reminder, all of my socials are down below, and hopefully this is the last week of non-Summer League highlights, or of Summer League highlights, I should say. So let's just get right into this video. First off, Raptor Nation, man, if we could figure out a way to get this video to 250 likes, that would be amazing. Honestly, I might just do a fat giveaway. If we could hit 250 likes on today's video, why not do a little 8,000 subscriber giveaway? So hit that like button if you have not already. Let's get into today's video. All right, the real kid said Precious most improved player. This is a very hot take, and the only reason is playing time. Precious, to me, is not going to accumulate enough playing time in order to actually win most improved. You look at last year's most improved player, it was Julius Randle. Julius Randle's statistics were pretty much off the charts. As of right now, I want to say that I do like the idea of Precious Achiuwa starting, and I wouldn't be opposed to it one bit. It's just the only thing is I think Khem Birch is going to be the day one starter. I just think that's who Nick Nurse is going to roll with. But just statistically looking at it, last year's most improved, Julius Randle, 24.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 6 assists. I just do not think Precious ends up getting enough minutes to even be in the running for most improved. But if you were to take a look at it more from a team perspective, like just breaking down each individual player, I do think Precious Achiuwa will be one of the brighter spots to the Raptors. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know my opinion on Precious on the Raptors. I really fully anticipate after this season, if they give Precious the opportunity, I fully believe he could be their center, their starting center moving forward. I don't know if he'll turn into that superstar player. I still think the Raptors might benefit more for like a trade for a superstar center, like a Karl Anthony Towns or like a Joel Embiid. But Precious Achiuwa, I fully anticipate by the end of the season, everybody will know his name because he is a force to be reckoned with. He really showed out in Summer League, and his per 36 stats in Miami were very, very promising. So, very hot take, but I see exactly where you're coming from, real kid. All right. This next one's from Amid. If the Raptors miss the playoffs without any major injuries, the Raptors will make a blockbuster trade. This is a phenomenal take. You have a couple of 27-year-olds right now. You got Pascal and you got Fred. They're 27, man. If neither of those players break out, or like you said, if the Raptors just straight up miss the playoffs, if they do not exceed, if they don't even meet expectations, there's going to be a trade. I don't know if it's going to revolve Fred. I don't know if it's going to revolve Pascal, or if it's going to be Gary Trent Jr. I don't know the logistics of who they're actually going to trade, but I fully agree. I fully agree with you, because if the Raptors aren't ready to win right now, why not maximize the value for at least one of your star players? I don't want it to be OG because I think he will be a star player, but as far as Fred VanVleet goes, I like him, and I think he is a capable championship point guard. If he were to have a down season, or if he were to have pretty decent season, the Raptors just clearly, maybe it wasn't working with Fred being the top dog, I wouldn't say no to a trade. So I think this is a very, very solid take. All right, this next this is from my boy LaMarcus DeRozan. He said Raptors make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then we'll go with Rachel's comment, Toronto will make the play-in tournament. No matter how you look at it, in either of those situations, if they were to actually make the Eastern Conference Finals, which I really don't want to say it's not possible, because it's tough, man. It really is tough listening to different people's perspective on the Raptors because it seems like most people, most NBA analysis, they have the Raptors making the play-in tournament, and that's it. That's it. So realistically, I think they'll be much better than the play-in tournament. However, and I mentioned this a lot in yesterday's video, you have a short off season. I'm not quite sure what the injury situation is going to be like next year. And this was a huge thing I was talking about a couple of videos ago that one of you guys, I can't remember who commented, but he basically commented like, you said if the Raptors can stay healthy, they'll be good, but what if they don't stay healthy? And that's a really good point because you're on a short off season. They dealt with injuries all year last year. It's just somehow if the Raptors can find a way to avoid major injuries, I don't know what would stop them. Play-in tournament, if they were to make the play-in tournament, I still think you have to view that as a successful season. Maybe it didn't meet your individual expectations, but if the Raptors were to actually make the play-in tournament, I don't think you could say it was a down season just because you had Kyle Lowry just leave. There's a lot of things going on in the Raptors organization right now where they're maybe not rebuilding, but they're definitely retooling. So either way, if they were to make the Eastern Conference Finals, that is the best possible outcome. And then if they were to participate in the play-in tournament, I don't think you could argue with that. I really don't think you could complain about that. So, all right. Next up, this is probably going to be the last one. This is from Master Bear. Gary Trent will be the breakout player instead of OG. I fully anticipate it to be OG. I really think, guy averaged 16 points per game last season. I really think it will be OG. But just taking a look at Gary Trent Jr., offensively is where he really shines. In 17 games played with Toronto last season, he averaged 16 points per game, about 3.5 rebounds, and about a steal per game. With Gary, you're not looking necessarily at the defensive side. You're more looking at what he can provide offensively. And with the way the Raptors have created their dream lineup, their dream rotation it's lacking a couple of playmakers. It's lacking that offensive presence. So Gary Trent Jr., if Gary Trent Jr. breaks out next season, he's one of those players where if he were to actually do that, if you have Gary Trent Jr. next year averaging, last year he averaged 15.3. If he averages 17 to 18, even higher than that, the Raptors will be a force to be reckoned with because Gary Trent Jr. can provide that offensive firepower that they have been lacking. So I've seen a lot of your guys' comments. A lot of people are worried about the offense next season. A lot of people think that the Raptors focused a little bit too much on defense. I got to say, if you have a guy like Gary break out next season offensively, the sky is the limit. So I don't think that's too hot of a take. In fact, I've made several videos about why I think Gary Trent Jr. is ready to step up to that role. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Like I said, 250 likes on today's video, and let's fire up an 8,000 subscriber giveaway.